friends. I was just watching some videos on YouTube the other day, and I watched Natasha at Treasure Books make the ultimate envelope journal, I think she called it. And I thought I wanted to give it a try. I didn't really think too much about it. I just sort of made something. I didn't really coordinate things. So this is just kind of a play and, see what I can make. And sometimes I just sort of make something just to see how it's made and think about the structure, and then that just kind of works in my head as it inspires me to do other things. So a lot of times I just make these kind of as a prototype, and the structure is not a prototype. The structure is copying Natasha, but it's a prototype of what I might want to accomplish another time. And then so that's what this is. It was just a random play. It's not a prize-winning journal or anything like that, but I thought if you want to follow along, I'll just show you what I did here. So I just tied a little piece of lace around there for now. I put a couple pieces of Velcro just to hold that shut. The cover, I just did a collage piece. I had a bunch of just random papers left, a little bit of napkin that I put on there. And when you open the journal, it looks like this. Actually, let's get this out there. It looks like this. And on this side, there is a journal. So there's a 5-page folded journal that is sewn in with a 5-hole pamphlet stitch there, and that just kind of flips off of the cover there. And then there's a waterfall on the next page, and under that is a pocket. On this side there is some envelopes, and I just put different little closures on them just to try out a couple of different things. This one just has some Velcro there, and this one has Velcro as well with that. So just 3 different envelopes of different sizes. I just put a little tuck thing there. I just added that afterwards, and there's a pocket at the back, and then there's another pocket at the very back here, a large pocket where there's another journal. So another 5-page journal with a 5-hole pamphlet stitch as well. So I'll link Natasha's video down below, and you can take a look at what she did, and if you want, you can follow along with me and see what I did, and just have a little bit of fun with this. So I'll get set up and I'll be right back. So I have my envelope here. It's a junk mail envelope, or not junk mail, but it's a used envelope, but it's a really sturdy envelope, so I thought I would try that. The flap I had kind of destroyed, so I even ripped this a little bit, so I mended that a bit, and I might still put a flap on like Natasha had, but I can just glue in a flap at this point. And I think I'm going to put the pocket at the back. So I'm just going to do a collage on the surface here. I have just my little box of strips here of just random things that I have had from different projects, plus I have other scraps. So I'm just going to do a bit of collage, and then I'll come back and show you what that looks like. So I dug out some scraps here, and it seems to me that green and pink are kind of dominating, so I'm going to do kind of a green and pink theme. I've got all different kinds of scraps. I've got some kind of almost tissue paper here. This is some tracing paper, and I've got some neutrals. Here's one with some crosses, some book page here. Here's some different little stamping things that I did. So I just thought I would show you the pile first. And then this is glue all, Elmer's glue all. It's like this, except I buy it in a bigger bottle. And I just diluted it with some water, and probably about 3/4 glue and about 1/4 water in this one. This is an old baby food, baby milk bottle that I had from a long time ago. And these are wonderful bottles. They have the ounces marked on the side, so it's easy to mix things. It's got a nice tight lid on it. So I don't know if you guys have those kind of things around. It's great to repurpose things like that. So now I'm going to just do my collage, and I'll come back and it'll hopefully be finished. So this is what I've come up with so far. Just threw all kinds of different paper on there and glued it down. I'm just gonna weight it, probably with a piece of plastic on top and then some books or something. And then I'm going to let it dry, and then I'm going to see if it needs a little bit more glue or a little bit more embellishment here and there. I might put some napkins on. I haven't decided yet. But this is the stage that I'm at right now. So lots of fun to do this collage. I'll let it dry, and then I'll come back for the next step. While I'm waiting for my collage to dry, I thought I would work on some of the other components. So Natasha has 2 journals in her envelope folio, and each of them is 5 pages of coffee dyed paper. So I've got 5 pages here. Just folded them in half, and this one I folded in half as well. I'll find a cover for, scrapbook cover for one of those. And then she's also got a waterfall. So I thought what I would do, to me it makes more sense to do it from the inside, if that makes sense, instead of from the outside like she did. So I'm just going to fold the first one about how I want the gap to be, and then I'll put my next page and I'll do the gap about the same, like that, and just fold that one over. So that gives me that, and then I think she used 4 pages. I'm going to see if I can do 4 pages as well. So again, just kind of guesstimating, but I just find it easier to do it this way. So I just thought I would show you my process. You can do it any way that makes sense to you. And then the last one, I'll just center that like that. Fold that one over like that. And then they're all roughly evenly spaced. So I will measure this and cut that down to what I need for my journal, but I thought I would just show you that little process. So my collage is done. It's all dry. I may add a couple other decorations as I make it into a book, but I really like it at this point. So I scored it in half and folded it. So I have my envelope opening at the back. I could have put an opening at the front as well. You could just slit it there and put an opening, but I decided just to have one at the back there. It's nice and sturdy. So I'm going to assemble it basically the same as Natasha did. I didn't have the wide washi tape that she had. So what I did is I just printed a pattern paper. I actually made a pattern, blended some different papers together from Bible Journal Love and made this. And so I'm going to, and I printed it on full sheet sticker paper. So I'm going to use this as my washi tape. So the first thing that she did was, I think I showed you that I did this, I can't remember now, that I did a 5-stitch, 5 pamphlet stitch like she did on this booklet. And so I'm going to bind that onto here. So actually I think what I will do is score this washi tape. So it's 1.5 inches, so I'll score it at 3/4 inch. So that'll be a little bit easier to work with. I think, if I can fold it properly. Just that score didn't really penetrate very well, so I'll just do this. All right, and she also did a little bit of glue reinforcement, and I think I'm going to do that as well. So I actually want to do it like that. So I'm going to glue the bottom. Actually, first I'll take the label adhesive off, because I might as well use that adhesive as well. So that comes off in a couple sections there. And then I'll just add a little bit of glue to mostly just the edges here. A little bit of dots maybe along the edge here. And then that will get lined up. This is going to be a little bit tricky. I'll line that up right at the edge here, because it's all sticky now. It's a little bit tricky to get on there, but there we go. So that'll go on like that, and then that'll get folded back, and the book will be put on just like that. So that's perfect. And then I don't think I'm going to do another piece here. Natasha had another piece, but she had it wrapped here. I'm not sure if I want that on front. It would look all right, but I think I'm just going to leave it like that because mine is paper. I think that will hinge it well enough. I don't think I need the second piece of that. I did it a tiny bit crooked there, but that's okay. All right, so that piece is in there. Then the next piece that she put in, or the next, I don't know if she put in this next, but I think actually she put in the envelopes next. So let's do that. So I have 3 envelopes. I have a larger cream colored envelope. I have a pink envelope that I found, and I had a white envelope that I colored green. I just painted it green with some poster paint actually. So I'll put those in. All right, so Natasha started with the middle envelope, so I'm going to do the same. I just want to cut this, trim this down to size here, so just trim that off. And I think I will pre-fold this one as well, like that. And that will, I'll just pre-fold it both ways. I think it'll, that backing paper, I don't know, it just makes it a little bit tricky to get a nice crease on there. But can't take the backing paper off to crease it. That wouldn't work very well. Okay, so then I'm just going to do half on there and half on there, just like that. Okay, so there's our first envelope attached. I just bent over the edges there just to follow the shape of the envelope, flap a little bit. At the back, I'm going to put the largest envelope. That one will just fit. And I'm going to just put washi tape in between both layers like that. All right, and then I think I'll finish that off with another piece of my washi tape on the back of that envelope. So there's the back of that envelope done. And then we've got one more to do, which is this one here. There. So all of our envelopes are attached now. Nice and sturdy. So then the next thing that I'm going to do, probably do some sort of a bit of a closure there for those envelopes so they don't pop open after. Then we have our waterfall, which is going to live right up there, kind of centered. So I will cut a piece of washi tape to size for that. There we go. All right. All right, so I just made a little flap because my envelope didn't, the flap was kind of destroyed. So I made a new flap, and I just cut, I believe it was 7 inches this way. And I folded it in half, so that's 3.5 inches, and it was the length just a little bit shy of the height of my envelope there. So what I'm going to do, and then I glued it together, folded it, glued it together. I slanted those edges, and then I scored it at 1.5 inches at 2 inches. So I left a 1/2 inch for a gusset for the journal at the end. So then I'm going to, let's see, do I want it in, probably do it in this way. So I just want to glue this on the top of this pocket so that I still have my pocket back here. So what I'm going to do is just put glue on this part and glue it in. Alright, so I got the flap glued in there. Now I'm going to put a couple of pieces just to line it here. And I cut these just slightly smaller than my envelope halves there. So this is 5 3/4 by 8 3/4. So I did it 1/4 inch shorter all around. And I'm just going to, I think, use my ATG gun for that. And then I like to just reinforce the corners a little bit more with a little bit of glue so that doesn't pop up. I'll just center that on there. There we go. Piece is done. And I have another one cut out for this inside here. There we go. So that one is there. That one is there. Then I made a pocket similar to what Natasha did as well. And I'm going to glue that onto the back here. I just made this with dictionary page, folded them at different places to make a staggered pocket, a little bit of napkin decoupage, and just a little embossed piece that I had there. So I'm going to glue this on these 3 sides, and then I stitched around it. So I'm just going to glue it on these 3 sides so that this will be a pocket. So it'll be 1, 2, 3 pockets. There, so the pocket is on. And I'm just going to put another little pocket on the bottom, on the back here. I found a book page pocket that I had made previously, and just a little embellishment there. So I think I'm going to attach that one, and again I'm just going to do it on 3 sides. I just found this also, a book page thing that I had made a little flip thing, so I'm going to glue that as well, just on these 2 sides, so it's a pocket and also a flip up for some journaling space. And this is just in the back of the biggest envelope at the end here. And I also made a journal for the back, and I just put a piece of scrapbook paper that I had printed out, a little bit of cardstock, printed out some time ago, so I'm just going to put that into the back pocket there. And basically the construction is done. So I'm going to work on doing some embellishment and making some tags and different things. So I'll be back with another video to show you how I finish this all off. Thanks, friends. See you next time.